it was a kind of year, in my mind, the highs were extremely high and the lows were extremely low. It was a roller coaster season. I'm very proud of a number of things we accomplished, very disappointed in some others. And I think that would be kind of summing it up. It was kind of a bittersweet season. I'll just open it up for questions, and y'all kind of take me where you want me to go.
So what does this football team need to do to become more consistent?
Well, that's just it. We need to become more consistent. I think, as far as the team goes, on the defensive side, we struggled stopping the run most of the season. Offensively, we became one dimension. I think we got as good a running game as there in the country. Obviously, we got to do a better job in the passing game. Special teams overall was probably the most improved area of the team. A lot of players. We're losing some players, and we are. We're going to lose some good players every year now. We've got a number of players back. Let me just stop and go on. What else?
Where do you see the potential? Obviously, Kate came back for senior year, so a big plus.
Well, we got a lot to build on. Offensively, up front, we only had two seniors. They were two very good players, but only two, Cody Elens and Justin Brock. We redshirted 4 freshman linemen. We got Charles Cravens. Not Charles, that's wrong.
John Cravens.
That was my old doctor at UT. Get him plug in there. I knew as soon as I said it. But Cravens is coming back off of an injury. He could have played late in the season, so he's going to be healthy. And he started for us the year before. So I think there we'll be even stronger up front than we were. Obviously, Cade's back in the backfield along with 3 other running backs. We only lost Carl Harris, was the only senior. We're losing some receivers, some very good receivers. A core that's played here a while, 4 of them. Devin Brown, Reggie Beggleton, G. Gladney, Jace Nelson, all 4 guys played a while for us. Got Martell Hawthorne and Michael Handy's getting a 5th year, so we got a little bit there to build on, but obviously we're thin. So the immediate needs offensively will be quarterback and receiver, and we'll have to address that in recruiting, but we got a good nucleus back. Running game should be able to pick up where we left off, but obviously you got to get better at throwing the ball. Defensively, Josh Frost was the only senior too deep in the defensive line. All those guys will be back. We're losing a number of secondary players, and we're losing some linebackers, and we will every year. But we got a good nucleus back. Xavier Bethany, Jernigan played a lot. Rodney Randall played a lot. So we got a good nucleus back. All our kicking games back except for our deep snapper. Nicholson's done a very good job last 2 years. We have to get a deep snapper, but that's going to be every year now, replacing good players. But I think we got a good group back, but we got to build and we got to get better. The thing I'm most proud of was after the Nichols loss at homecoming, where we just felt like we didn't do a good enough job in any of the 3 phases. We were down. I was down. Everybody was down. To come back and fight against a good Incarnate Word team on the road and win the game, and then come back here and fight Saturday night against McNeese. We took them to the mat. I mean, we had chances to win it. Just not giving up and fighting through and playing hard the last 2 games. I was very proud of us. As your expectations rise, as your program improves, the setbacks are more devastating because you expect more. But I do like the steps we've made. I'm not completely satisfied this year, but I like where we're headed. I think we got the program headed in the right direction. We lost a 3-point game, a 2-point game, a 6-point game, and those are the type of games if we want to get in the playoffs and compete for conference championship. Those kind of games we got to win. We won a few more of them last year than we did this year, but we'll be back and we'll be better.
Are the quality and the quantity of the recruits improving?
Oh, I think so. I think our freshman class was a very talented class. I think you saw players like Rodney Randall come on, and Gardner had a big game the other night, and we got a number, Bear Christensen. We got a number of freshmen that's coming on, and then if we can put another talented class back to back with that one, and I think we will. We're off to a very good start in recruiting. It looks bright. Well, I see us coming back with a lot of confidence. We can run the football with what we got coming back on offense. From an offensive standpoint, we got to work and get more consistent throwing the football and become a two-headed monster over there. Defensively, we have to address, and we got a bunch of film there to watch, why we didn't stop the run better than we did, and why we were, susceptible to big plays. And we're going to have to do a better job defensively of getting in and out of situations and getting off the field. And, just looking at what we need to improve on and working hard in those areas to improve. I think we knew that lesson. I don't think that cost us the games. I think you just see that going on. And it happens every week. I don't think any of the games we lost was because we didn't play. I think to do that would be to discredit the other teams. I thought, Nichols really came on and played well the last part of the year, beat us and beat Southeastern. I think Northwestern had a good run, finished well, beat SFA the last week. I think we just had some good, young, improving football teams that were maybe a little better than y'all thought they were going to be, but I knew going in they were going to be better. I thought the league, the so-called top half that was picked in the half were as good as advertised, but I thought the bottom half all got better. And I thought this was a very competitive league that anybody could beat anybody each week. I mean, you look at Abilene Christian, who ended up only winning 3 games. That was McNeese's closest game of the year, 15-13. So, I mean, from top to bottom, it was just a good, tough league, and one that I'm very proud to be a member of. But, you have to come to play every week. I think we kind of know that, but it still makes it tough. There was I don't know about a favorite. There was a few. Playing Baylor over there in that atmosphere and the way we stepped up, kind of left that game with some confidence. Obviously, beating Sam Houston to beat such a good football team on the road and to begin conference play that way was a big game and a great feeling. And then I'm going to tell you, walking off the field at Incarnate Word after a really tough week on and off the field, and I hate that a lot of fans didn't get to see that because we were on the road, but we really played well down there and really played hard, and I was very proud of the way our team bounced back. And then there's a number of others, but those three. Oh, Cade's not very good. I've coached him. I've done a great job coaching Cade. He's just not very good. We're very fortunate to get Cade. Cade's 6 foot or 6'1". We wouldn't have been able to touch him. And Cade is a very quiet, y'all know him, kind of unassuming player, a person, not a real braggart or outgoing to the point of being conceited or anything like that. So when you interview him, when you're going through the interviewing process of recruiting, Cade's not very assertive, should be the word, in a conversation right off the bat. Just the opposite on the field. On the field, knows his playbook, talkative, very sure of himself, different guy. We were very fortunate to get him. And like you hit on, we really didn't know what we got. I thought he'd come in and back up some guys. Because of his size, I didn't think he could handle taking the ball 25, 30 times a game anyway. So we'd make a punt and kick return guy out of him his freshman year, and then slowly as he stayed here, ease him in, see if he could catch the ball, and I think he could, maybe become our third down back and get out of the backfield, that kind of thing. And then he comes in the first week of camp. It was obvious he's the best back we had. And then it just came the opposite. We couldn't afford to use him in the return game because we didn't want to get him hurt because we wanted him to be our featured back. And he played hurt for 2 years. And he played with a broke foot for about 7 games his freshman year. He'd stay in a boot all week, and then play on Saturday and go right back in the boot. And then last year, hurt a ligament in his knee, stretched it, not to the point where it required surgery, just enough to put him in a brace and slow him down. So as good as he was the first 2 years, you never got to see him 100%. He had a great spring and off season and summer in the weight room, got a little stronger, 100% healthy, had a great camp, and didn't really have to have him against Bacone, didn't show a whole lot. And then from the Baylor game on, he just got better and better and better. And we were fortunate he stayed healthy the whole year and put up great numbers. And has been great for our program, and it's yeah, he's worked out and done things. He's exceeded every expectation I ever had for him.